The application of genomics in medicine is recognized as the great hope of the third millennium. The talented scientists who work in this field develop basic research and applied science at the same time. Hungarian pharmaceutical research is globally recognized thanks to its rigorous scientific background, and now the university's genomic institutes are also gaining international renown. Debrecen is a key intellectual center in Hungary. The roots of higher education in Debrecen go back to the 16th century, when the Reformed College of Debrecen was founded. Its successor, the University of Debrecen, is Hungary's oldest higher education institution and has been operating in the same town since its foundation. It is also the biggest employer in the region, with a workforce of 7,000 serving 25,000 students. On January 1, 2000, the county's colleges and universities were reorganized and restructured. The Medical and Health Sciences Center, based on the former medical university, was founded following this integration. Laszlo Nagy and his young colleagues work here, taking important steps towards furthering the practical conditions for modern medicine.
So the goal is to use whatever is available now, but also to go on and gather the information which will allow us in the future to use this information in patient care.
Genome works differently than we understood before.
We found some genes that might be considered the universal markers of chronic inflammation.
The Medical and Health Sciences Center of the University of Debrecen provides medical care and trains doctors, specialists, special pharmacists, and therapists, keeping pace with the rapid development of technology. Numerous infrastructural projects have been undertaken over the last few years, and today the center is situated on one of the most beautiful campuses in Europe and uses the most up-to-date healthcare techniques and technologies. Laszlo Nagy works on the nuclear hormone receptor research team. His research group tries to understand how different genes are expressed and how they are related to disease processes. Moreover, the discovery of the sequencing of the human genome has laid the foundation for personalized medicine, which is another vital component of their research.
We have also very specific projects on certain disease areas, such as chronic inflammatory diseases or schizophrenia. For example, where we are looking at the patients with schizophrenia, we try to identify so-called biomarkers, markers which would tell us who might be susceptible to the disease and how treatment of this disease can be monitored. That is carried out in collaboration with the pharmaceutical industry. Schizophrenia is identified by clinicians, obviously. We collect material from patients. These are put in so-called biobanks, and then these biobanks, the material from the biobanks is used for research, where we look at the expression of certain markers, genes, in some cases proteins, and try to correlate the clinical findings with the molecular gene expression changes, which help us to identify subgroups of the disease or to tell which patient is responding to a certain treatment and which is not. That will be very useful for the pharmaceutical industry in order to develop better and more efficient medication for these diseases.
Young PhD students also conduct research at the center. Bertalan Meskó's main field of research is personalized medicine, which aims to provide clinicians with real diagnostic tools that they can use in everyday practice.
The first paper was published in BMC Medical Genomics because publishing in an open access journal was a priority for us, because we think that our scientific results should be accessible for everyone for free. And it means that when we published the paper, we could reach quite a huge scientific community, and since then we have received plenty of possibilities for collaboration, international collaborations from labs from around the world. From 2006, I've been writing an English language medical and scientific blog called scienceroll.com, which has won 3 or 4 international blog awards, and I had more than 2 million visitors so far. And I think this is a main platform. I mean, this platform, this blog, provided me with plenty of opportunities. I've been traveling throughout the world for the last 3 years just because of my blog. I received these conference invitations to speak through comments left on my blog. And also I know I have many new contacts now who are working in my field of interest. So we can start new collaborations just because we know each other's blog.
Genomic research started in 2001, when the human genome was first sequenced as a result of an international scientific research effort, the Human Genome Project. At the Clinical Genomics Center, researchers work on two main projects. First, they provide infrastructure for the clinical research of the university. And second, they look for biomarkers and new epigenetic tools.
How these genes contribute to developing of one phenotype. On the other hand, genomics has a much broader point of view. It is, in fact, part of the science that we call today systems biology. There are around 30,000 genes, and it seems that if you look at the whole system as a system, the impact of the changes of the environment or the genetic disorders is much more broad.
One main project at the Genomics Center is biobanking, collecting genome samples.
By collecting samples in biobanks, in large biobanks, we are able to map the genetic and genomic variation between different subgroups of patients, between individual diseases, and even to predict the therapeutical output of one specific drug.
The University of Debrecen has a medical program in English, which means that thousands of students come to the university from abroad. Furthermore, there are many programs that allow students from Debrecen to spend a semester in foreign universities. Research here is also embedded into an international context.
Our work is supported by grants from international agencies. We are collaborating with laboratories all over the world, from Brazil to the United States, to Germany, to the United Kingdom. And our work is also funded by funds from the European Union to carry out this research. More specifically, we are carrying out a program to develop further the gene expression and genomic facilities in the context of the Research Center for Molecular Medicine by funds obtained from the European Union.
Technological developments in the field of genomics and sequencing are so rapid that the University of Debrecen is driven to upgrade its infrastructure every 2 to 3 years, and this requires a large amount of money. There is an essential question: can the university keep pace with its competitors from the more fortunate parts of the world?
Well, it must. However, we have some deficiencies on this front. Some recent developments, such as the Research University Initiative, helps us to upgrade our infrastructure, but it's a constantly ongoing process. We need to maintain the infrastructure, upgrade it occasionally in order to be competitive.